before we start this next review, Daragh, before we start, there's something I want you to have. It's just on your laptop there.
Oh my god. It's beautiful. But I thought this was like €8 a month.
Yeah, well, while you walked out of the room, I nicked your laptop and I put it in for you.
Dave, you shouldn't have.
Oh yeah. Think I did it again. I made you believe.
Never have I ever had to hold back a laugh so much for a cold opening in my life. Oh, so if you haven't got what that was, I don't even know what to tell you guys. But at the end of the day, we're back for another. I'm so flustered after all that.
We're back for another review on the Kick Out. This time we are reviewing Phoenix Wrestling's Oops, I Did It Again show in the Kino in Cork City last week. We unfortunately couldn't make the show.
Yeah.
So what you're hearing right now and what you would have heard at the start is obviously lyrics from the song, of course, Britney Spears' Oops,
Would you
I
even
Did It
call
Again.
them lyrics?
But from a side piece from the video.
It was more of a prologue. It was more of a monologue. If you like,
so. But we decided we're not going to just play the Britney Spears, and we'll play something different.
Yeah, this is Children of Borden's version, as far as I'm aware. So
Bodum, isn't it?
yes, thank you. So yeah, which is good. And to be honest with you, I was this close, very close to playing the actual original because I thought it would have been more authentic. But I thought, nah, let's try and go a bit dirty. But it's like, I feel like so
Darker more than 30.
the man spit at the start of the song. I couldn't contain myself when he did that. Let's get on to the show itself. So obviously, like for every review we do now, where either one of us have seen it and the other one has haven't, we usually have the other one watching the other one match only on VOD through their streaming service. Now, for those who don't know, Phoenix Wrestling have now put all their streaming services in the future now to Low Blow's VOD system, which is fantastic. They're not the only promotion doing it. They have all other Irish independent shows, PWU and Fight Factory shows going forward. So, Tara, I've asked you to have a match ready for Phoenix Wrestling whilst I review this, like we've done in OTT before. So the match I'm going to have you watch is Collar and Elbow and Debbie Cattell against Amy Alonzi and Fight Modes.
Interesting. A nice follow-up from last week. Now Debbie has obviously aligned herself. Not last week, last show.
Last show, yeah.
With Collar and Elbow. And their first match together is a 6-man tag against Flight Mode, who impressed against More Than Hype in the last one.
Indeed.
And the debuting Amy Alonzi.
Amy Alonzi. The team name, I have to say, is brilliant as well. They call themselves, if I have it in front of me, I don't actually. You'll probably find it when you're going through it. But anyway, do you have it ready there, please?
Let me just get it up here now.
You have got it, yes?
Just scrolling through. Let me see. Okay, yes, I have it here.
Okay,
yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
Are you playing through
it? Playing through it, yeah. It's the initial lockup between Alexander Dean and Matt Schuyler right now.
Well, whilst you're watching that, I'll talk about the opening segment where Jay Money acknowledges the show before saying that everyone wants time to explain. Let's address the elephant in the room, and let's let someone explain his actions. Out comes William, who came out with Billy Bedlam.
Ooh, good tag team combo.
And it was funny at the start as well because let me tell you, Mr. Money, and Jay Money just said, "Oh, that's my father." No, that's my father. But Billy acknowledged that he and William will face Nikki in a handicap match. Nikki came out saying that he didn't say anything about having a handicap match, but he suggested it become a tag match. And Nikki teamed up with the Session Up Martina for this. So it came an improv 2 tag team match to start off. Martina, it was very funny because Martina needed both Foxy and Billy's help to get out of a wrist lock. You know how you have the nip ups when you're having a wrist lock, and she claimed afterwards, "Oh, I learned that in Japan. It was so cool." So
really good tag team combo there.
Between
from
who?
Flight Mode and Amy Alonso.
They're such a good team, aren't they?
They had
What's going on now?
it was a double Russian leg sweep combined with a drop kick from Amy Alonso. Really good 6-person tag combo there, which you don't see a lot of, and it's good to see that.
Yeah.
And then Debbie Keitel tried to interfere, gets tripped up right into Justy. Right into Justy's Justy.
Oh, Justy.
Right into Justy's fish hook.
I feel like J Money tried to talk William out of the match before he started moving with Money, and then William started hypnotizing Martina to attack Nikki. Like it's almost as if Martina replaced William in the match, so it almost became like a handicap match then. So where it was Nikki against Martina, who was William's spirit, if that makes sense, and with Bedlam, if that makes sense. And how'd that break the spell? Nikki spits beer at Martina to break the spell and have her come back to go against Nikki, or against Billy, I should say. And then Martina Bronco busted William, much to J Money's grievance before, because I think J Money had the puppets of William, and she was Bronco busting at the same time, and he was like mortified by the whole thing. Before Martina won by pinning William with her Wombstone, or almost winning by the Wombstone. But then the match finished when Billy hit Martina with brass knuckles, and then had William had William pin Martina for the win in a bizarrely entertaining match, I have to say. So,
have you seen for the Limerick show the promo that Billy did?
Yes,
it's so good.
Realigning with Raven Creates.
Yeah.
Therapy's back.
The promo in itself is fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah. Now LJ Cleary took on Scotty Davis and Bruiser. It was supposed to be a fatal 4-way match now, with Steve Savage being involved, but during Steve Savage's entrance, LJ Cleary attacked Savage with a chair, taking out his leg and wrapping his leg with the chair despite Savage's attempts to fight back. You know that way when you have the leg wrapped around and you stomp it several times, like he put him out of action because of that. After that, then a reluctant LJ didn't want to start the match, and so LJ's playing a proper heel at the moment, like over in Phoenix, and it had Scotty and Bruiser laying on the canvas, offering AJ to pin him at one stage. Like, come on, just get into the ring. I'll give you the first pin. It was an interesting clash of styles with Scotty and Bruiser. Imagine those two in the ring, actually. You haven't seen that match, so can you imagine those two, like Scotty and Bruiser?
Say that with class.
It's a very interesting clash because you have the quickness of Scotty against the hard hitting of Bruiser, but there's also but they also have because Scotty can have strikes as well, but then again Bruiser can also wrestle as well, so that's why it's more broad than you may think.
Yeah.
But LJ took advantage of the moments when both backs were turned from the other two. It was a very excellent heel work he used. And after a chop off between them all in the end, Bruiser hit a double hook pile driver before LJ hit Bruiser with a frog splash. And LJ was about to go for Bruce's leg before Savage came back into the match to attack LJ and compete in the match, but then once again LJ got Savage where he wanted and rolled him up for the pin. So Savage came into the match.
Oh,
but
damn. That's
LJ
gotta hurt.
What happened there?
Debbie has got Matt Schuyler in a version of the Master Lock, full Nelson.
Yeah.
And then she flips it over to put more pressure on it. Like, that's gotta hurt.
I'd say so. I know the one you mean.
Yeah.
It's very impressive how she did that, actually. Then Ricky Kalmbach came out for his segment to a chorus of boos, despite Tony Kelly trying to put him over in commentary. He was interviewing him in the ring at the time, I should say. Ricky said that he regretted his actions and apologised for it, but the crowd didn't seem convinced at all by it. He then complimented Terry Thatcher about his success, his Balor endorsements, which apparently Finn Balor endorsed Terry Thatcher in a recent interview, like we talked about before in the show, I think, actually, didn't we? And being in the main event before asking Kelly to leave him alone in the ring. He then said that Ricky Combat is no more before leaving his combat's cap in the ring and leaving. That's it. Didn't hear anything after that. Next match, Morden Hype versus the Armstrongs. And it was very funny because the guys from Morden Hype seemed a bit perplexed because the Armstrongs were getting the chance over them. Like, here's Morden Hype, who are probably very used to being faces almost everywhere they go lately.
Yeah.
Here they are against the Armstrongs, who are the best thing since sliced bread over in Phoenix at the moment. But this match was so good because what happened was there was times where Mariam tried to outsmart Nathan at first with there were tests of strength, resulting in stamps in first of all Nathan's fingers and then his toes. Like, no, you're not getting my fingers. Oh, I'll get your toes instead. Here's Butch then, who came in who didn't want to get tagged in against Nathan because he's a psycho. He's like, no, I don't
course.
want to go against him.
Fair.
He's a psycho.
Yep.
But then Butch got fooled into it was like, oh yeah, that was good. Hey, high five. You're in. Go in. So he got fooled into a tag. But then Darren did very well to avoid a nipple cripple from Darren because he was trying to like, no, I don't want to get nipple crippled. And it was like a very clever sequence in how they tried to
Who
avoid
does
it.
want? No one ever wants to get nipple crippled.
Yeah.
Let's be real about this here.
And it looked like the Armstrongs were dominating the match with like multiple chops, cannonballs, and a supported splash from Butch at one stage. You know when you know that Spike Dudley Big Show thing where where Butch splashed from Marion's shoulders instead of the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
They did that in this match, but then Morton High fought back with Darren and Butch slapping the bejesus out of each other, whilst one was on the Boston crap, and then Butch had the nipple cripple on Darren, whilst Nathan had Butch on a chokehold all at the same time. But in the end, it was Morton Hype who won the match with a double hook, pile driver, super kick finisher, and respect was paid after. But now, so far, the Armstrongs are 0-2. So far. Yeah, no, and they'll be going into the show today, actually, in Limerick, so we'll see how their mentality is going to that. Now, how's things in the match going there?
Dean is actually currently on the mic while he has Matt Schuyler in a submission of some sort. Now, obviously, I have no sound on, so I have no idea what Dean is saying.
I can tell you,
but I can't imagine it's anything too nice.
Well, you'll notice that Dean's going to elbow the bejesus out of him in a minute. It's because he ends up calling him just his bitch. So. Anyway, Raven Creed, Katie Harvey, and Valkyrie had a triple threat match as well. Katie was.
Oh, there you go. There's the elbows.
There you go.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, it's
oh, good
looking,
God.
Isn't it? What's interesting about this match, Katie came out and attacked both Raven and Valkyrie before the bell went on. And here's the interesting thing about this match. It's kind of strange. It seemed like Katie was the heel in this match, and Raven was the face with Valkyrie.
Okay.
But the strange thing about it is that, as well, like we always see Raven as a heel everywhere, but she reacted to the crowd, as well.
Tag.
But
Axel Jeffries.
Have you ever seen Raven Creed react to the crowds for a chance?
Yep.
No,
like
to a positive chant.
In a positive chant, no.
That's incredibly rare. So, but it was
the one biggest reaction I've ever seen or from a chant has been the blue hair no fans.
Yeah, but that's a heel chant as opposed to a face chant.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's some really good moves. Like nice. There's a really impressive surfboard version that I think that Raven did during the match. I think it was on Katie as well. Even more impressive was Katie almost had a gory stretch on Valkyrie whilst attempting a camel clutch on Raven.
I did see that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. But even more was impressive from Raven. Great strength from her. A double Samoan drop where she had both Valkyrie and Katie on her shoulders. The double Samoan drop that way. So it was a really well worked match where you don't know what's going to happen next. Like it's that type of match. Then Katie threw Raven on the ropes. The really good spot was when Katie threw Raven on the ropes into a Valkyrie guillotine for Katie hit a baseball slide on Valkyrie's legs, resulting in Raven to get DDT'd. Now, that's clever wrestling for me.
Yeah.
Before Katie beat Raven with her gory bomb in a very good match. That was, for me, an excellent match. So you're on that match at the moment, the collar and elbow. I won't get into. Their names are the name for Flight Mode and Amy Alonzi, the Flying Unicorns of Doom.
Flying Unicorns of Doom. I like it.
Love it, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, what stage are you on the match now?
Thanks for them for stealing my wrestling name, by the way.
Are you really going to call yourself the Unicorn of Doom? The Flying Unicorn of Doom?
Not now.
Your finishing move could have been Robot Unicorn Attack.
I'm not telling you what my finishing move.
That was a great game, though, wasn't it?
It was.
I prefer the heavy metal version personally, but that's just me.
You always prefer the heavy metal version.
That's me.
Yeah.
But no, consider it if I want.
Good knee by Amy Alonzi on Debbie.
Well, what's going on now? Is it the hot tag, is it?
Yeah, the hot tag. Dean has got Amy Alonzi by the throat now.
Oh, it's not going to get pretty in a while. I'll talk about the main events while you're on that.
This is the lariat. Oh, double super kick.
I'll talk about
double super kick.
Double super kick again.
No. Oh. Debbie's bleeding.
Debbie's bleeding.
Oh, she got super kicked by Amy. Triple pin. 1, 2.
No. But I'll talk about the main events while you're on that there. So it's between DCT. It was originally supposed to be Terry Thatcher and Michael May to challenge DCT for the ICW World Title.
I wonder if Foxy is telling you these to take it home.
Who knows? No, for reasons I can't explain yet, Tony Kelly did the announcing for this match, as opposed to J Money. But you'll know.
I know. I heard about it.
Terry, but
J Money was missing something.
But anyway,
And
Terry,
it wasn't his money.
yes, it wasn't his money indeed. Let's just say a version of a character Dwayne Johnson may have paid him a visit in the last while. Let's put it that way. Do you get what that means?
What?
A former Dwayne Johnson character paid him a visit over the last few weeks. He was making more money, but under the pillow.
I just thought his favourite time of the day was 2:30.
What?
2:30.
Oh, okay.
What's the perfect time to? Oh!
What?
Amy Lonzi just got cleared out of it with an elbow by Alexander Dean.
That's where it gets vicious. Whilst you reflect on that, Terry Thatcher was supposed to be in the main event against DCT and Michael May. He never came out for his entrance before Kelly announced via Foxy and Marie at ringside that Thatcher isn't here due to his injury that he sustained in the last show. And then Kelly introduced Ricky Combat to everyone's disgust, but then Kelly announced him as Ricky Graham.
Oh.
And then
Good Spanish fly.
And Kelly also announced that the match will be a three-way dance, meaning it's elimination rules. I told you this before, didn't I? If it's not a triple threat, if it's a three-way dance, it's elimination rules. If it's a three-way match,
It's a triple threat. It's just a single pin.
Yeah, a single pin.
Yeah.
The match broke into the crowds where Ricky attacks DCT and May in the bar and almost went to the streets at one stage. You know that? Like, it was this close to breaking out into the streets in the front door. It was a really good back and forth where all three men had their moments initially. Like, Ricky used some very clever tactics to almost submit DCT with a Boston Crab, while May had an inverted armbar on DCT, but DCT managed to eliminate May first using his Shining Wizard knee, leaving Ricky and DCT. And then Ricky had a chair and continued to attack him with it, but then DCT eventually fought back, despite shady tactics from Graham, to beat him with his knee and retain his title. What happened?
Did Debbie just try and... Debbie just did a Rainmaker.
Yeah.
She still has the arm.
Oh, she's really getting it down now. I think one of the moments of the match is going to happen in a few minutes.
This is her new... her finisher there, yeah.
A Rainmaker, is it?
No, it has her up for like a Samoan drop, but throws her up and then double knees into the stomach.
Oh, the Gutbuster.
Gutbuster, thank you.
Or it's like the detonation kick, except it's with the knees. Like it's like the TJ Perkins move or something. DCT after the match said he took a bit of a dig out of Ricky Combat's hair, saying he's head and shoulders above him because he's showing off his hair, before putting over Phoenix Wrestling despite almost calling Cork St. Moon at one stage.
Introducing the Armstrongs.
Oh, wait until you see this.
What?
Wait until you see this. and think about this. From the last show. Remember the last show? Remember the last show? Do you remember the last show and why you're going to do this?
I had seen pictures of this all week on Twitter of who wore it better, and I was always wondering what the hell was going on. This is brilliant.
Isn't it just?
Although
it gets better.
Although to be fair, I don't want to see that much of Marion's ass.
Oh, God.
I really don't need to see that much of Marion's ass.
Yeah, well, Marion doesn't care. He wants you to admire that.
Oh, God.
So the match is almost finished at this stage, I think. But wait until it's almost.
Foxy's in shock.
Yeah, can you blame him?
No.
Like, when was the last time we saw? Well, then again, I imagine it's not. Like, what was the last time we saw?
Wait, J Money's like just checking out Marion's ass right there.
Oh, there you go.
J Money, you've been caught out there. Caught out.
There you go. Maybe he's biting on his tooth too much, and that's what loosens it, or something like that. You know.
Oh!
What happens?
Oh!
What's going on? What's
Debbie
happened?
Keitel went to give Marion the low blow, but instead, well, I don't know. Can you class it as a low blow?
If it's between the legs, it's a low blow.
Yeah, but there's no bits there.
I think it's more of an internal pain than anything. I don't know. I can't. I'm not in a position to really describe that pain.
But you know what I mean, though.
I do.
You know what I mean.
I do, but I don't. What's going on now?
Amy Alonzi then did like a T-bone suplex for the win.
Yep.
Alonzi and Flight Mode did Unicorns of Doom. Did you say?
Yeah, the flying unicorns.
The flying unicorns of Doom have won. Justy's even pointing down there, thinking like, "You don't have anything down there. How did that hurt?" See, he's wondering too.
I'll tell you what happened at the end of this match, though, because like what happened was like Dean was incensed by this. He called out Jay Money, who was in commentary, who was just on the side there, demanding an apology to everyone.
Why does he have to get the apology?
Because he felt he was responsible for this, and he felt he especially should have apologized to Debbie, who Dean says got rooted up the fanny. That's
rooted.
Rooted up the fanny. Those are exact words. Yeah. And Jay Money then kneels down to Debbie's midsection, looking at her midsection. And apologise almost sarcastically before slating collar and elbow. Dean literally elbowed then one of Jay Money's teeth out. And continue to attack him afterwards.
Oh yeah, he's on the mic here now.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Is he on one knee yet? Is he on both knees?
No, he's still standing.
He'll be looking at Debbie's midsection in a minute and apologising to.
Just he's pointing down there. Is pointing at it to for Foxy.
But wait until you see when Dean gives him that elbow though. And it's literally a full tooth, like the whole bit of it as well, like the hooks in the end and everything. So it's nasty, man. But it's funny as well, like if you heard it there as well. So, but anyway, that's why Tony Kelly had to take over commentary, because Money was then dragged back with collar and elbow afterwards, like so, and that was that. So it was a class show. It was a class show overall. Like, you know, wait till you see the rest of the show going. Like, so
yeah, I'll have to check out. I've been meaning to check out the show anyway. So now I have one match down. Now to just watch the rest of it.
Absolutely. What's going on now? Are they still talking to each other?
Jay Money's in the ring now.
Oh, he's only in the ring now?
He's in the ring now. He's listening to what Dean has to say.
Oh, okay. I thought you were, by the time he was going to get down on the knee, I thought it was further back than that. So,
yeah.
Describe what's going on there.
So, yeah, it's not... Obviously, I can't hear what's going on, but...
Just describe what you're saying.
Dean is very unhappy. Jay Money is listening to what he has to say right now. Justy is pacing up and down. He's not happy either. Jay... Oh... No, he's going to let Jay Money speak. He chose not to. He took the mic back.
Right.
He's explaining that getting kicked there does hurt. I'm guessing. I
can't remember why he said that.
I'm guessing. Pointing at Debbie right now.
Right.
I'm guessing to drive home the point that this hurts. Jay Money is finding this all quite hilarious. He has a nice smirk there.
Can you blame him?
Yeah, he looks like he's listening, but he probably isn't. Oh, he has the mic now, Jay Money.
Right.
He's asking Debbie to come over. What is he going to say to Debbie? Oh, I will not know.
Well, it won't be.
He's down on one knee.
Well, it won't be face to face. It wasn't face to face anyway.
No, it's definitely face to
belly
something. face to
belly
Keitel.
button.
Face to
Belly
Keitel.
button.
Face to Keitel.
Okay.
Yeah, she has Keitel written there.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Face the chain.
Oh, he's back up. He's back up there.
Okay.
Now he must have apologised, and she must have accepted it.
It was.
That's very nice of the host to do that.
Yeah, but
it is his party after all.
Yeah, but then I think.
That's the elbow.
Wait for it. Do you see? You notice a kick, and you notice something spitting out.
Oh, there's it's gone.
Yeah. It gets better. They show it off in a few minutes as well, or a few seconds.
They're just beating the bloody hell out of him.
Yeah.
And
it's nasty, isn't it?
Has picked up the tooth. And that's definitely a tooth.
That's definitely a tooth.
That's definitely a tooth.
It's nasty, isn't it? Interesting now, because what's good about there's still so many.
Was it the elbow that did it?
I presume so. Like, cause imagine like he felt it in his mouth, and then the kick made him spit it out.
Yeah.
So maybe he didn't knock it out at first, but it was in his mouth before it was kicked off. Like, you know what I mean?
These guys aren't happy, and that's clear.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what happens in the next one.
There's so much talking points, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, because there's the whole Ricky Graham situation.
That's the great thing, that like they started so well.
Yeah.
Phoenix, with having these great hooks to keep people interested and going from show to show.
What's intriguing about the show in Limerick is they don't have Jay Money as the host.
No, they don't.
So you have Dwayne Dugan, I think his name is, as their host this time.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah, so
it'd be interesting how that works out.
yeah,
Maybe a surprise appearance by Mr. Money.
Could easily
Hopefully.
happen. Yeah, absolutely. No reason for it not to happen. But until then, that's all the time we have for this exclusive for TKO. Make sure to check out all our content on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, all the podcasting providers, and on the EMC Podcast Network. Make sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Check out my Twitter, Dave Bandana, and Daragh.
Mars Bar.
And that's it. So that's all our content for the week now. So we'll be back next week. We have a lot to cover next week because we'll be back with our prediction league. We're going to be talking about Hell in the Cell. We'll leave our guests secret for now. It's not fully confirmed yet, but hopefully it'll be confirmed soon. We'll also have an exclusive review for NLW First Impact, which is happening in a couple of weeks over in Nice. We're going to have Jamie.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to be the one to review it because I'll be away.
Yeah. We have Jamie Coleman on to talk about the show for that, so make sure to check it out then. But until then, I've been Dave Cullen, he's been Daragh Maher, this has been The Kick Out, your weekly pro wrestling guide. Thank you so much for listening, stay sound.